Hey y'all, it's Hunter Elliott, rangehot.com. Hope you're doing well. This afternoon I'm going to talk about something a little different. How to polish the feed ramp on your 1911. Here I have my Colt Delta Elite in 10 mic, and I'm going to be using it as a prop. So the first thing you want to do is when you decide you want to polish the feed ramp on your 1911 is don't do it. Leave the damn feed ramp alone. Stop fooling with it. You're going to screw the gun up. I'm serious. I mean, I'm not trying to get on you, but I've had a few Facebook discussions with some guys about it, and my friend John Travis, 1911 tuner, he wrote a really good article about why you're not supposed to polish the feed ramp on your 1911. And I thought, you know, and it's not really sinking into a lot of folks. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try the video approach. So here we are. The semi-automatic handgun, like any machine, if it is built correctly to tolerances, it's going to work. It doesn't have a choice. So manufacturers don't spend millions of dollars building buildings and millions of dollars buying equipment and hundreds of thousands of dollars hiring, training, and paying employees and hundreds of thousands of dollars marketing that product and say, well, the very last crucial step is polishing the feed ramp so our product will work. But you know what? Let's leave that part to the end user because, you know, let them have a hand in it. No, it doesn't work that way. Here's some of the reasons, details, why you shouldn't fool with that feed ramp on your 1911. With your barrel correctly installed at its furthest point forward, you're going to notice there's a little ledge from the feed ramp to the barrel throat. And it's about a 32nd of an inch little ledge there. And that feed ramp measures 31 degrees, okay? There is very, very little tolerance in those measurements. So if you get in there, and I ain't even talking about with a Dremel tool and a polishing stone, if you get in there and wrap your 1000 grit around your number 2 pencil and get after that feed ramp, and you alter that angle much at all, or you break that ledge, or you get into the barrel throat, you're gonna have problems. Now I realize people are saying, well damn Hunter, my gun didn't work, or it was malfunctioning, misfitting, or this, that, and the other, and we polished the feed ramp, and now it, you know, it feeds like, you know, gas to a funnel. Well, that very well may be, but more than likely the case on that is there's something else going on with your gun, the timing is off, something was wrong, and you basically put a band-aid on a broken leg. It helped, it's working, but truthfully, I believe that there is a deeper problem that needs to be addressed because you don't want that malfunction to come about when it really, really counts. So when and if you decide you want to polish that feed ramp and you begin to changing the angle of that feed ramp, or breaking that 32nd of an inch ledge, what's going to happen is, as that slide is going in the battery, picking up that next round out of the magazine, it's going to hit that 31 degree feed ramp and it's going to feed right into that barrel like shit through a goose. But if you start fooling with it, what's going to happen is the top of that bullet, the me plat of that bullet now, could crash into the top of the chamber. And when it does that, from the force of the slide trying to go home, it's going to try to stand that barrel up on the link and try to engage the radial locking lugs prematurely into that slide. And what you're going to get then is a 3-point jam. I'm telling you. I got 1911s made in 1918, and I've shot ones older than that. Those guns run like a sewing machine, feeding jack and hollow points, lead semi-wad cutters, ball, the whole 9 yards. I have a pretty modest collection of 1911s of various manufacturers. I have never polished a feed ramp on nary one of them. Never had trouble with them. So stay away from that feed ramp. You risk messing something up more so than you can fix. If your gun is not running right, if you're having problems with it, 3-point jams, stem bind, failure to return the battery, the slide's not locking back on an empty mag, that sort of stuff, you know what? If you swap out a couple different mags and it doesn't seem to correct the issue, then you need to take that pistol to a gunsmith. Not your buddy who's got a double handful of files and some punches and a gunsmithing hammer, and y'all sit there at the kitchen table and get after it. A real gunsmith. A lot of these magazines that they've got out now, these Wonder Mags, you know, that folks think they're smarter than John Browning. I'm gonna design my mag to do this and that and the other to work on his design. Well, there again, you're pushing an envelope. So there's a reason that John Browning designed the gun like he designed it. There's a reason that magazine follower's got a damn dimple on it. If you stick with the original design, like I said, it's a machine. If it's built right, it's gonna work. So I'm not trying to get on you, not trying to get after you about this stuff. I'm just trying to explain that there's a lot of misinformation going around, and what I'm afraid is people can get on YouTube and watch these videos and get the sawing on their gun, and now it's not working. So that is food for thought. And if your gun is running fine and it's not having any trouble, don't fool with it. If it's 100%, it ain't gonna get no better than that. And truthfully, a correctly built 1911 is gonna run 100% with no break-in period. I've got old Colts, 20, 25,000 rounds through them. Never a pistol-related malfunction. My gunsmith, Tom Bellevue's got one. I think he said he lost count after 250,000 rounds. Still original slide and receiver. The gun ain't giving no trouble. John Travis has talked about his 1991 A1 Colts, the old ugly Parkerized with the big roll mark. So there's the 1911 haters. A lot of the information they've got I consider as misinformation, because you know, you got the whole 1911 versus Glock, and there's a whole lot more that is the 1911 and the Glock share than you would think. So I apologize, I lost my daggum train of thought. I got it now. Sorry y'all, it's Friday. It's bourbon 30 and here I am still working. But anyway, a lot of these manufacturers, you know, decide that, well, we're going to take these prints, but we know better. We're going to redo this, or we're going to change the spec here to make the gun work even better. And that's when problems occur. You know, you've got one manufacturer making Glocks. That's Glock. You know, I mean, how many people out now, how many manufacturers out now manufacturing 1911s? I mean, you know, a blue million of them. You got that many different manufacturers and that many engineers and that many folks, and they got all their daggum fingers in the pudding. Something's liable to change. Something's liable to get different. And in that event, that's when you start running into trouble. And then people's like, oh, try this mag, or try polishing your feed ramp, or, you know, that sort of stuff. When in fact, that is probably not the case. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is, yes, I do have a full-length guide rod in my Delta Elite. No, I don't want to hear about it. I got rid of that dual recoil spring system that Colt sends with it. The only thing I had laying around was a full-length guide rod, so that's what I went with. So, oh, looks like it's getting ready to rain. So, yep, I'm going to call it Bourbon 30. I'm going to get out of the rain. Hey, look, y'all take care of yourselves and each other. I look forward to seeing you at the range.